Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's webinar. Brenndan Cooper and I, we're at Tiffany Green's Golf Club in Kansas City, Missouri. As always, we're brought to you by Medicus Golf and KickX Golf. And this week, we're going to be talking about, from a student standpoint, things you should know and things you should ask when trying to select an instructor. Yep. So there are tons of instructors out there. And if you don't believe me, just write down every time your playing partner tells you did something wrong. Okay. So there are obviously lots of good ones, and there are obviously some that maybe aren't as good. And it doesn't matter what the reputation is either. There are players that are internet stars that have a big internet following that may not be the best teacher for you, right? So, you know, if you're going to look for a teacher, what are some of the questions you would ask? I mean, I think students could actually do it like an interview process.
Yeah, I mean, I know that when I get a phone call from a prospective new student, they're always asking, well, what would we do or how would we go about it? And, then I would just, talk to them and just say, well, depending on where your game's at, here's what we would work on and here's how we would go about it. And, definitely a good instructor needs to, like you said, have that interview time and get to know the student, not only from a game standpoint, but a little bit of what your body history is. If you ever had any medical issues, if you ever, had any knee replacements or knee pain or hip pain, that sort of hip replacement or hip replacement. Yeah. So, you need to, from our standpoint, we need to get a very big picture as far as where the student is currently, what is they wanting to fix, what are they wanting to work on their game, and then physically what's going on.
And again, from a student standpoint, I think, when you're looking for an instructor, I mean, you want to look at people that have had success with, players of all types. There are going to be some instructors that have a lot of success with kids, some with adults, some with women, some with old guys like me. But so you kind of do that. You go by kind of by reputation, and then you want to make sure that you sit down with them. You have to be able to have the personality need to blend as well.
Personality is key.
Yeah. So if you got somebody you don't feel like you can talk to or whatever, then that's probably not going to be a good thing for you.
Yeah.
You want to find out how they want to work with you. I mean, if an instructor you pick, has a program designed for you. It's not just I'll see you next Friday at 1 o'clock and every Friday at 1 or whatever it is. But they actually have a program for you. Can you commit to that program, or are you willing to do that? Because if you can't, then that instructor may not be the best for you. Yeah. And then you want to look at someone again that has, done a lot of things, worked with players of all levels, is kept updated with information.
Yep.
Not that they have to use technology, but they should know about the technology and they should have at least something.
Right. You need to be up to date. I mean, you got to think of it as going to see a doctor. I mean, if I'm going to go see a doctor that's going to give me a diagnosis, I want to make sure that they're up to speed on the current things. I don't want to go to a doctor that's hasn't been in medicine for 40 years.
Right. Well, but that's why they call it practicing. Practicing. Okay. So they're still practicing. They'll have it quite figured out yet. Okay. So nobody's going to have all the answers, from a student perspective. But once you start that process, once you pick that instructor, I would recommend staying with the instructor as long as you're seeing results. If you work with this guy, person, this gal, 8, 9, 10 times, and you're not getting any better, it doesn't matter how good a person they are. It may be time to cut ties and move on.
Exactly. I mean, that's the whole reason of working on your game and looking for an instructor is you want to get better. You don't want to stay stagnant. Right. So you need to see some improvement.
Right. And improvement can be measured a number of ways. Your golf swing may improve, but your scoring might not.
Yeah.
Or your scoring might improve, but your swing looks the same.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, good instructors will not overhaul a swing. They'll pick out, just like we do in 5 simple keys, they'll pick out one of those key areas they'll work in that area to improve the rest of the team. So, all good players need to start from a point of I think, if you're really trying to get better at this game, you need to start at a point of what is the club interaction with the golf ball. Because that's going to be the biggest influence, no matter how you do it, what your body does to do that. It still all boils down to that.
Yeah, it all boils down to contact, what's the ball doing.
Right. Also, if you have any questions, be sure to put them in the sidebar down here, and we'll get to those in a little bit. Again, like if I was going to go for an instructor, I would tend to look more at the instructors that would talk more in simple terms and not spew out scientific data that makes them sound smart and we feel stupid. It's okay I love them to have that knowledge, but we need to communicate in a way that people can understand. And I don't think, I wouldn't want to work with somebody that just sits behind one of the radar devices and just keeps telling me my numbers are off.
Yeah.
Do this, do that. So much more of a hands-on, I'd be much more of a hands-on person. And I think a lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to see numbers, but the numbers don't mean anything to them unless we as instructors can put it in a way that they can understand.
And that's part of the instructor's job, is to be able to adapt and communicate that to the student. Like Chuck's talking about, a very effective instructor can read kind of the personality of the student, and they pick up on what language or verbiage that they can absorb and apply. If I'm giving the student a lesson to a student that's an engineer, well, I may talk to him a little bit different than if I'm going to talk to my 6-year-old.
Right.
So that's where you have to make those adjustments, or adjustments that adapt to the student.
Unless they're 6-year-old brothers.
He's not 6-year-old. Yes.
All right, well, we got a question up here. Let's see what this question is. All right, so, well, we don't actually have a question. So, anyway, we try to pick topics that you guys and gals want to hear and listen to and discuss. So if you have any recommendations for a webinar, and a subject you want to hear about, please send it to us, because after doing over 500 of these, it's hard not to duplicate the same content over and over and over.
Are you saying you're running out of material?
I'm slightly running out. There's a vast storehouse of useless information that's going blank. Okay, so what is that show? It's on the Warehouse 13. It's on the Sci-Fi Channel or something. And they got all this really cool stuff in there, and nobody knows how any of it works. Okay.
That's what Chuck deals with every day.
Okay, so, whoops, is that a, no, I think that's still from Medicus. So, anyway, so to recap, find somebody that you're comfortable with personality-wise.
Yes.
Find someone that their style of training and coaching fits your style. Find someone that's going to build a program around your time frame, what you want to do, your goal setting, which we all should be doing, right? And then find someone that you feel that you're comfortable enough with that you have to start getting better.
Yeah.
So,
definitely interview.
Yeah.
Interview the instructor. I know that when we get people that can contact us, we want the question. Right. We want them that engage and talk to us. And if you call somebody and inquire about instruction or what their philosophy is, and they're very short, or don't give any answers for them, probably go to them.
Right. I mean, and you got to look at it this way: you're actually hiring them. You're paying them money, so you're actually hiring them. So if you're going to hire somebody else for your business, that job, you would certainly interview them. So it's the same process, right? Don't see any questions. We will not have a webinar next week or the week after. We will be back on May 15th, I think it is. In the meantime, send your ideas in that you want us to talk about. We'll be happy to do it, and we'll see y'all then.